Fuel tank, if you'll remember, I do not have a key for this. The guy that had it lost it, so I did find this style cap online for 25 bucks. So I've ordered that. It's on the way. Comes with a key, all that kind of crap. So I've got that. And what I've done is I made me a little plate that bolts right on here. So this plate, I've poured diesel fuel, and I had a whole bunch of extra sockets. So I took a whole bunch of sockets, threw in there, and the idea was to take a rope and shake the living snot out of it. What I was going to do is use a Sawzall for this, and that way it would kind of do this kind of an action basically, but I can't find my stinking Sawzall, so I'm going to let this soak overnight like this. Let the diesel set in there, let all that stuff, and I'll figure out a way tomorrow to shake it up. But I have this thing on here. I have my air filter. I have the carburetor, everything put in there. I've got this working the way it should. So my accelerator should work. I've got a petcock valve that I bought online. Was right here. Oh, it's right here. So it's got a little filter built into it. It is a M10 by 1.25, so I'm going to see if I can find a nut that will fit that. And you've got like a tension thing here and a seal, and then what I'm going to do is thread the hole, that M10 by 1.25, or find a nut at the parts store tomorrow morning that'll screw in, and then I'll weld it on the back side. So that plate that you see there, that's the gasket that I just cut. So I love this laser. It's so handy. I was able to cut my intake manifold gasket and my fuel tank gasket out of gasket material. So this thing has been awesome. I've cut all kinds of crap. We had gaskets we had to cut at work, and you can see the stack that I cut here. I think it was 25 of them. We had to have them in a big hurry. So my original thing had 6 holes that were like this. What I found out is 2 of the holes were either inset or outset. I can't remember which. So I just did a slot in that direction to give me a little bit of slop on just those 2 holes. Made the gasket. Took a Sharpie, marked it on that piece that I've already cut out. I just happened to cut one of those, and then I took a Dremel and I basically dremeled out the Sharpie part. So tomorrow I'll get this set up to where I can install it, and then I'll have a way to get fuel to my carburetor. So once I do that, hopefully I'll be able to install the fuel tank here. And what I think I'm going to do is my petcock valve, I think I'll make it point sort of this way, and I'll have my fuel line that kind of loops around and then comes down to the fuel thingy here. So I think I've got some fuel line in my truck that I'll be able to use to get fuel to this thing. I've got to make sure, I think if I install my fuel tank, I'm going to do away with this somehow. Not sure what that's for. I think I need to somehow filter that. And yeah, I don't know what that's for either. So I got to figure out what these are for. And I probably need to put some kind of an air filter on this. And see, I think it's some kind of a breather. But I'm not sure. So I'll find out, hopefully. But if that's a breather, I guess I'll take the hose that was on it, come out, and then I've got more of these. I ordered a 2-pack of these. Now these are just what I happened to order, but they're kind of smallish like that. And I've also got this one that I ordered. I don't know that it's any bigger. It's bigger around, but it looks like I'd get about the same amount of airflow out of them. Yeah, so I'm just going to stick with these. That should work. So tomorrow I'm going to work on getting the engine to fire up. If I can get the engine running, then I'll figure out how to mount the fuel tank. I'll figure out how to fix a lot of this stuff. I'll make something that will bolt to here to give my battery a place to go. And what I thought about doing is basically making a place for a bigger battery to go here. So your battery could just slide in, you could get to it really easily, and then I could run my wires over to where the battery wires go, or maybe just completely reroute these battery wires to somewhere else. I don't know, I'll figure that out tomorrow too, but all I've really got to do is connect my battery wires to here. And what is that, 10 gauge maybe? That's a little bigger than 10 gauge. But I'll hook a battery up here somehow, and that should give me what I need to get this thing rolling. But my fuel tank, from what I can tell, worst case scenario, I might have to make some spacers to space up the fuel tank slightly, and that'll get the fuel tank up off of this. It'll give me room to route my gas lines and all that kind of stuff, and then I should be able to get the motor running pretty quickly. And that's, I think most of the hard stuff is done. Just making this was the most challenging part, probably. Figuring out how to make all this fit. You can see, so if you look at my Hawk, I can come right off the side of the motor. I got plenty of room here. I can access it easily through here. I've got plenty of room below here. Now, funny part is the starter is basically in the same place, but it's lower and it's offset a little bit. So if I were to take this one and try to come straight out like it is on the other one, I would hit the starter just the same. So what I had to do on the other one, see, this one cocks over, but I don't really have room to do that here. I mean, there's no room at all. They've got this thing so freaking tight. To be honest with you, I had even considered welding a support from here to here. So come up to here and cut these supports out of the way. So I would still be, all my bracketry would sort of be there, but a lot of this crap that's in my way would be out of the way. And I might still do that over here. So if I just took this and cut this tube here, not sure if I want to do that. I don't think it would be a big deal. especially if I reinforced it coming up through here. So you'd have a reinforcement here instead of here. If you did that, and I'll probably sort of figure out a way to tidy some of this up tomorrow too. None of this has to technically be plugged in. All I need is my ignition module, which is under this flap, to really work as far as the electronics. And it should fire, it should run, and it should do everything I need it to do. I do need to isolate those. I accidentally ripped those out of something. But I want to somehow get access to my throttle screw here. And see, there's my starter battery, or my starter wire. Let me get that out of the way. Sorry. I need a better way to do this. But see if I can get that out of the way. I don't know what that is. What is that? That looks like brakes of some kind. Yeah, so maybe reroute this on the other side of this starter wire so it's out of the way. And then this part of my wire loom right here is kind of in the way. But if I could get that out of the way, what I might can do is relocate this cluster back farther, and then I could reach right in there. That might be my best option. So undo this bolt. I think there's another one somewhere around here. And basically do away, take all of this and shove it back to here. Maybe. I don't know if I have room for that, but if I do, then I can just relocate this somewhere else. Maybe turn it around here, I don't know. But if I do that, get this out of my way, then I've made some pretty good progress, and I can get to that. I just need an open access to this right here. So that'll probably be the next thing I do. I think what I'll also do, this is an Allen head screw here. I might replace that with a hex because I can reach in with a wrench right here and turn that from the side. And I can do the same thing here. If I needed to take it off, it'd be a little bit easier to take that off than using an Allen head, because my Allen head barely hits that and I hit right here because of the way that comes up. So in order to get this to that, I've got, these are 1/4 inch bolts and nuts. So I welded all of this together. I TIG welded all that together. That's stainless and that's stainless, but this is not. I didn't have any tubing that was right. So I'll probably end up taking this back off and painting it. And it's just basically a stud that sticks out through here. I had to relieve this to where it would go around the stud, and then I welded all around that. And I've got, you can't really see it in there, but there's a gasket between here and here that I laser cut. So really what I need access to, I can move this and get to my choke. See? So if my fuel tank's not totally in the way, I can get to my choke here. And I might be able to take some kind of a linkage type system and put here that I can just push down on the side and it'll pivot and activate my choke for me. So I might do that. That gives me access to my choke fairly easily. And then, like I said, I've just got to figure out a way to get access to my throttle adjustment screw and my, holy cow, that's super tight, man. This wire is just all up in my way. So I think biggest thing I'm going to need to figure out is where can I relocate all of this crap. So if I can relocate this and maybe move it back, so take this whole assembly and turn it to here, I'll end up making something with that whole pattern that will kind of, let's see, I think this was, where was that? I think it was like that. I don't remember. Maybe it was like that. It may have been like that. So I'll just have to come across here over to here, and then I can bolt that on, and what I'll probably do is make a flap that goes all the way through here. So it'll keep the mud shielded all the way around through here from the wheel. So that'll give me that. And, that takes air or something. That's cool, and it looks like you can adjust your shock. Oh, yeah, that's nifty. Anyway, but yeah, there it is. That's what I've got done on that so far. So hopefully tomorrow I can have my fuel tank fixed. Monday, it is Sunday now, Sunday morning, like 1 o'clock. That will be replaced hopefully. When I get the new one in, I've got to figure out how to get this one off without a key. So I don't know if the new key might actually, maybe they're universal, I don't know. The new key fits this fantastic. If not, worst case, maybe I have to drill that out. So if I have to drill it out and get that thing off, that's fine too. And I've got a replacement coming. It was $25. So these things are like $400 or something stupid. I just can't see that. So I'm going to reuse this somehow. But, you know, it seems to... see, I'm hoping all the crap that is in there will jostle all that garbage loose, and that way that might be mostly cleaned out. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll see how it does. You guys have a great night, and I'll update you in the next day or so. So have a good night. Bye.